Well, this is pretty much just an experiment. I'm doing my rant and rave, rant and ramble on my phone. I just talked to Lauren, and it was nice. It was good. She's such a sweet girl, and she's my daughter, of course. But you know, I'm always kind of taken back by how sweet she is, and yet she doesn't talk a lot. She doesn't have stuff like brimming on her mind like I tend to have, and you know, we just it's kind of 20 questions a little bit. I ask her what's happened and what's new, and she'll tell me, and then she'll tell me a little more, but I don't know how to say. It's just not a high energy conversation. Certainly not topical about politics or anything, and I guess that's good because the irony of it is you get talking about stuff like that with anybody, and it just kind of consumes your energy, and it's not a very great way to consume your energy. So anyway, I'm very thankful, and we talked about when and how we can get together, which they're getting together with Mike and Julie today, and with the Fullers. So that side of the family is just simply going to be more connected than we are, and it's always been that way, and it'll always be that way. Tess always resisted getting together, and I ended up either doing part of it or some of it, but not as much as I liked. But also, it's just the way I know what I'm talking about, and it's just now I don't have Tess to hold me back, but that doesn't mean I can go over there every weekend, and it's odd that way, how to fit in. And she was saying how Nolan didn't want to go with the family. He wanted to go with his friends, and so he's getting very, very connected to his peer group, and that's the way kids are. That's the way it is. And I told her that's how I was when, I didn't think about hanging out with my parents ever. And my parents, my father took us on this great vacation to Mexico, and it was a big, beautiful experience or opportunity. And I was so fixated on my friends and what I wanted to do and what I was needing to do. I was working out, and I was bodybuilding, and I was learning to drive, and he was going to let me drive when we got out there on the road, let me navigate with him on Route 66, or maybe it was me. He said, all you do is get on Route 66, and there you go. I mean, I was a smart ass and a spoiled brat, but I didn't really know it at the time. And my parents were kind and supportive, and so they didn't beat me up or anything. But, here I am now, and I know that was 16 or 17, so now I'm, 60 years older, and, still remember those things. I still have all my faculties. We were talking, me and Lauren were just talking about how, I'm weaker than I was and how you lose some of your strength. And then she was saying, well, she's kind of going through that too a little bit in her mid-40s. Then she wasn't. I said, "Are you 44, right?" She said, "Let me." And she had to actually think about it, 45 or 6. I'd have to look at her to do the math too. 1979 to 2025. So I'll do the math later. But the point is that we're all getting older, and as we get older, our physical bodies change and our energy levels change. And she is a little bit aware of that, but not nearly as much as she will be. Obviously when she's my age. And then, like for me, everything that my aunts and uncles and grandparents and my parents ever said, well, now it's all coming home to haunt me. It's all coming, like now it all makes sense, that they didn't want to necessarily go across town to go out for dinner. What do I would like, come on, let's go. We're going to go to Greenville, go out for dinner. Well, maybe they don't want to, and I couldn't understand why. Now I understand, because enough is enough. So life changes, your points of view change, your responsibilities change, and, so all I'm saying is common sense. I had a very nice conversation with Cindy last night. I will possibly call her again tonight. I just really need to, invest in my friendships, in my adult friendships, and I'm very, very lucky to have all these people in my life other than my family. And I'm lucky to have my family too. But, I'm lucky to have Zeke. I'm just plain lucky. But, you know, I have my issues, my hang-ups, my insecurities, and they haunt me. And sometimes I think if I could just get rid of those, I'd literally just have it made. Because as someone said, there's nothing to fear but fear itself. And there's a lot of truth to that. It was Roosevelt. Whoops, I just messed it up. It was Roosevelt, and it's very true. There's nothing to fear but fear itself. But that's a big issue. And, you know, I need to let go of that. And I do. I mean, it kind of only hits me here and there. And right now I'm doing this. And now I'm going to, you know, take Zeke and go to a little Bell's Park down the road and take a little hike for an hour or two. And it's going to be great. And I'm thanking God that I'm here in this, you know, home and in this environment in the mountains here, living in the mountains. This is something Tess and I chose to do. She said, I'm not going to spend the rest of my life in Inman, South Carolina. And I said, yeah, okay. And ironically, I mean, I didn't fight her on it for sure, but I was like, you know, that was our comfort zone at the time. But gosh knows, this has been just remarkable how it's opened up the world for us as far as new friends and friendships and just the whole world of recreation that I have. So we're going to take advantage of that and go, and I'm going to stop finger painting. And thank you for your time, and we'll talk to you later.